out to create a better home selling experience with a network of the most successful real estate agents in America that'll sell your home for as little as a 2% commission.
The icing on the cake with the ideal agent was that we saved $12,000 in commission.
They were so stress-free, the whole process was amazing, and I would definitely recommend them.
We are not a discount brokerage. These are top local agents that'll get you the best results.
What should we do?
I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need.
I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. With men, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible.
Download Pray.com right now and learn the Bible with James Earl Jones.
The former president of the United States.
And, you know, I wouldn't say Fox has been exactly perfect. Fox has been a big difference of Fox between now and what it was 4 years ago, as you know. But we have others that come along, and they're doing well, and Newsmax has been really good, and, you know, others are coming along. And people are seeing that they're watching these conservative networks.
President Trump is right. That's why millions of Americans are tuning into Newsmax for the real news they can trust.
The Board of Trade Inquiry might have let the White Star Line off the hook, but in 1913, an Irishman, Thomas Ryan, brought a civil action against the company for the loss of his son, a third-class passenger. The judgment handed down in the High Court of Justice was to finally damn the White Star Line. The navigation of Titanic was judged to be negligent. The appalling consequences of the sinking of Titanic shook the British shipping industry to its foundations. For the White Star Line, it was a potential death blow. Olympic was loading at Southampton a few days after the disaster when the entire complement of firemen and trimmers, the so-called Black Gang, walked off the ship, refusing to return until sufficient lifeboats were put on board. White Star management blustered and threatened the men with charges of mutiny, but in the end they cancelled the voyage and gave in. More boats were provided. 5 more round trips to New York were completed that summer of 1912. Then Olympic returned to Belfast for very major alterations. The cellular double bottom was extended upwards to 4 feet above the load line, and the bulkheads were also extended upwards, some by as much as 40 feet. The result of this refit was a ship which could now remain afloat with 6 compartments flooded, and one provided with lifeboats for all aboard. Olympic returned to the North Atlantic service in late 1913, and White Star desperately hoped that they could put the Titanic behind them once and for all. The outbreak of the Great European War in August 1914 largely achieved this result. For a while, Olympic continued in commercial service, but a year later she was requisitioned by the Admiralty as a naval transport, armed with 6-inch guns and painted in dazzle camouflage. During her war service, Olympic steamed 184,000 miles and carried over 120,000 passengers, both military and civilian. She became known as the Old Reliable. When the war finally ended, a Belfast trip heralded another big refit and conversion to burn oil rather than coal. Olympic was the first of the big liners to be converted. During the following decade, Olympic enjoyed her golden years. Catering for the elite of the transatlantic trade, this most elegant of ships was a firm favourite among royalty, millionaires, and the new stars of the motion pictures. It seemed that she'd finally lived down the reputation for ill luck which had dogged her early life, and the Titanic connection was largely forgotten. In 1934, the British government forced the financially ailing White Star Line to merge with its arch-rival Cunard. It was a precondition of public funding to save the shipping industry. Cunard had a mammoth new liner on the stocks in Glasgow, and work had stopped for lack of funds. The merger spelled the end of the road for Olympic, which along with Mauritania was one of the first casualties of the fleet rationalisation. In this last year of her active career, Olympic was again involved in a serious collision. She ran down and sank the Nantucket lightship in dense fog. 7 men lost their lives. It was a bad way to finish. Taking a severe list, and in less than 1 hour had disappeared below a calm Aegean Sea.